Number 25, Kiko Gontan. Number 27, Boris Pardo. Number 29, Cesar Cerda. Number 31, Mitchell Cardenas. Number 37, Craig Chiles. And number 71, Christian Quintana. Once again, that's tonight's lineup for the visiting San Diego Sockers. Now fans, it's time to announce tonight's lineup for your Tacoma Stars. Goalie wearing number 1, Donnie Mach. Defender number 2, Chase Henson. Forward, number 4, Logan Jones. Midfielder, number 5, Kyle Rivers. Defender number 7, Alex Caceres. Defender wearing number 8, Kai Briscoe. Forward, number 9, Eddie Na. Forward wearing number 10, Nick Pereira. Defender wearing number 14, Tyler John. Midfielder number 20, Felipe Souza. Midfielder wearing number 21, Willie Spur. Forward number 25, Mike Ramos. Defender number 29, Roman Torres. In goal tonight, number 31, Chris Tooth. Midfielder number 33, Adrian Correa. And midfielder wearing number 89, Alessandro Canale. Once again, your Tacoma Stars. At this time, we ask that you rise if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America and those who defend us with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by our friends from Crestwood Elementary.
Whose cross stripes and The MASL is proud to welcome you to this broadcast of the Tacoma Stars right here on MASL TV. I'm Peyton Behrens. Alongside me is the former Tacoma Star and Tacoma Stars Reserve active player, Danny Minetti. Danny, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and welcome to your broadcasting debut with the Tacoma Stars.
Thank you, Peyton. I appreciate you guys having me tonight.
Danny's a journeyman indoor soccer player. You said 18 years of indoor soccer under your belt?
18 years, yeah.
I can't wait to hear all about it tonight. We're going to get history lessons. We're going to get great analysis, analytics, and the whole 9 yards from Danny. The Tacoma Stars play host to the San Diego Sockers right here at the Accesso Showwear Center in Kent, Washington. And right now the Tacoma Stars are fighting for their lives when it comes to their playoff hopes. Let's take a look at what the standings look like and how much more favorable it's been thus far this season for the San Diego Sockers. You see San Diego, they're sitting in third, trailing the Kansas City Comets. Comets in line for a win tonight. San Diego will not be able to top them in the standings with a win. Kansas City playing right now. They're wrapping that game up. We'll get some updated scores later on in the game. You see Tacoma down there in 8th. They are hot right now, a 4-game win streak, looking to make it 5 tonight. Danny, what's it like for a team when you're trying to get momentum going into the playoffs and you find yourself with a huge homestand on a good win streak?
When you're playing this well, it's incredibly important. It's going to be important for them to have a good showing tonight. They have played phenomenally these last 4 games. They swept Baltimore. They need to have a good showing tonight. Keep that confidence rolling. They got some of the young guys out here that love to run and put some pressure on the other team. And when those guys are running and feeling confident, it really puts a lot of pressure on the other team.
MITRE is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. Tacoma Stars are wearing their all-blue jerseys with that famous Argyle. The San Diego Sockers will be in the white tops, white shorts, and the yellow socks. Tacoma's looking to try and do what they did to kick off this season, which was top the San Diego Sockers right here at the Accesso Showwear Center. It was an incredible game all the way through. Tacoma started off their season the exact way that they wanted to, with a win. Danny, how do they recreate that magic and try and find a win against such a good opponent who seems to always have the upper hand on Tacoma?
Yeah, when you play against San Diego, it's always going to be a tough game. But playing against these guys, you got to take the love out of the game for them right away and score
Star
them
fans,
off the scoreboard.
Are you ready?
We apologize over some technical difficulties early on in this broadcast. Stand by as we will get those fixed and situated moving forward in this first quarter. Teams are on the field. Nick Pereira is in the center circle. Logan Jones, Alex Caceres, Mike Ramos, Willie Spur accompany him in the outfield. Chris Toth, coming off of a goalkeeper of the week nod, will be between the sticks. Underway at the Showwear Center, Caceres wants to go long early. San Diego wins it under possession. Diagonal ball in. Costa played it through well. Ramos waited for it. Costa picked it off. Cerda now in the mix. Whistle blown. Sockers will be on a free kick. Tavoy Morgan on the back post. Always so dangerous. He's matched up with Logan Jones. Short free kick taken. Driven from distance.
His first.
Bouncing ball, Caceres, he tries to funnel one up the windows. Morgan drops back. Ramos thought about breaking out, slows it down. The Oliveira was intercepted.
Ramos did a phenomenal job of keeping the ball for us, get our subs on right away. That is going to be one of the most important things is when we're on long shifts of defense. If we can keep the ball early and get our subs, it's going to make it a lot easier for us.
Adrian Correa back from injury. He's on top of the ball. Ruggles facing him. It was a hamstring that was dealing with Adrian Correa. Good to see him back. Chris Toth crosses the midway stripe. This is Briscoe. Back for Toth. Briscoe again. Center circle. Tyler John is pushed ahead. This is John targeted. Somebody to watch for tonight. Plays it off the wall. Correa lays back. Hansen tries to pass one to that backside. Ball still bouncing around. Briscoe in on Pardo. Pardo finally up. Danny, talk about Tyler John and how good he's been lately.
Oh, Tyler is on a tear right now. This guy is the last, what is it, four games or so. He has been on a just goal-scoring streak.
Strike went far post. Chris Toth got a hand on it. It was a good one from Gonton.
If you guys watch Tyler's work ethic tonight, dude, he's just running around, making things difficult for their team. Then offensively, he's doing a great job of holding the ball and getting some good shots off.
Correa plays it away first time. Hansen, bottom of his foot, puts it towards the boards. Gets it away from Charlie Gonzalez. Here's Correa trying to lead a breakout. Childs on his back. Correa stays on his feet. Correa keeping the ball as he dances through, and this is with Canale.
Look at that. We keep the ball, we get our subs, get some fresh guys on the field, and keep them on the field for a long defensive shift.
Souza in behind. Souza first time rolls easily into Pardo. Canale was able to hold that ball up, bring it back. He was just recently named to the U.S. beach soccer team. Those games will be happening March 11th through March 16th. He and Chris Toth will join that U.S. beach soccer team. They got the call up. Morgan waits for it off the boards. This is Roman Torres defending. San Diego so good in possession. Mendez plays back to the top. Morgan the target. Swung down to the bottom of your screen. Ball misplaced. Souza now trying to win it back. Going with a solo effort off the boards. Toth, he's under pressure. Caceres plays up the line. Kyle Rivers waits for it. And Cerda is going to shield it off and maintain possession. That ball ends up in row 4. Tacoma Stars on a 4-game win streak. It was a doubleheader against the Harrisburg Heat that they were able to capitalize on. Didn't know how much of a test that would be. Harrisburg struggling similar to Tacoma. But then just last weekend, the Baltimore Blast came to town. Tacoma, I think, shocked a lot of people in the league and swept Baltimore at home. Granted, these cross-country trips, very hard for any team in MASL, but Tacoma showed well against a very talented Baltimore Blast.
Yeah, it's always really hard coming into Tacoma anyways to play. We actually do a really good job at defending our home field. We typically struggle going on the road because we always are heading, long cross-country trips as well. But we do a really good job being at home.
Travel in MASL, God, one of the toughest things that you have, especially a Tacoma team, so isolated up here in the Northwest. You become a frequent flyer out of SeaTac and anything over 4 hours just to get to the closest destination in this league. Press coming from San Diego. Childs plays a tough ball back for Quintana. Back heel for Ruggles. Think of Drew Ruggles and everything he was on the Florida Tropics. A talented player, a talented team. And then when Florida Tropics folded, went under, Drew Ruggles found his way out to sunny San Diego, and every bit as electric, every bit of success has followed him as what he was seeing in Florida.
Yeah, everywhere Drew's been, he's been one of their best defenders always. He's always scoring goals, making life difficult on our forwards as well.
Diagonal ball touched up by De Oliveira. Childs, he runs for a sub. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League, all the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. De Oliveira battles with Spur. Was a good inward ball looking for Morgan. Picked off well by the Stars. Again, looking for Morgan. Morgan on the ground. Jones wins the battle this time. We will see who wins the war tonight. Morgan. Double team from John. Whistle blown. John coming off of his feet, falling down, and pulls down Morgan, and that's going to get called for the foul.
Yeah, the more Logan's going to be able to front to avoid Morgan going to not let him get the ball, the better we are going to be. Tavoy is too good on the ball.
So Tavoy Morgan kind of loses that ball underneath his feet. Here's a quick shot. Shiles wants a handball called.
Kai's a good block on Briscoe there.
John pushes out for Briscoe. Briscoe has pressure to his back, but he's got Canale to his left. A shoulder hammers down on Briscoe. I'll be surprised if we don't see blue, and there it is. Briscoe with a fist pump. Tacoma will go up a man against San Diego, and they will have a golden opportunity here to try and crack the game's opening goal.
If they don't foul him there, Kai is 1v1 with the keeper, so I think he had to foul him or they were going to be in some big trouble.
Costa is going to go sit 2. Tacoma will get their power play unit on the field. Our first booking into the game. 8:57 to play here in this first quarter. And you see Costa with dropping the shoulder for the blue card.
Your attention, please. A blue card has been given to San Diego's.
So Tacoma up a man. 5 on the field is Pereira, Ramos, Souza, Spur, and Caceres. Who are you looking for to capitalize most on this power play?
Typically, our power play always runs through Nick. I think that he's going to have a big game tonight to help us out. Our power play hasn't been the greatest so far, but if we can get Nick going on this power play, get him the ball, when you get the ball down low and make the other team run backwards, and then we can set the ball for either Caceres or Spur for a shot, that's going to help us a lot.
Pereira playing at the top of your screen against the boards. This is Ramos down low. Off the windows, looking for Souza. It creeps its way in. No Pereira needed. It's teed up to perfection for Souza. The Stars lead 1-0.
Stars goal!
Take a look at this replay. This ball's going to ping around. Here's Ramos. Just off those short side windows. Souza comes flying in. He knows he just needs to get a body part onto it, and he taps it home for the game's opener.
Assisted by number 25, Mike Ramos.
Morgan turns on Correa. Morgan taken off of his feet. Free kick. It's a good situation, a good area for San Diego to have a shot.
For Souza, that's his 6th goal of the season.
Danny, what are you looking for here from the San Diego side on the free kick? Something off the short side wall just in front of Toth?
This is tough here. If they, we're going to have to obviously go with 2 guys, possibly 3 in the wall here. It's either going to go to Costa or Childs. Costa is going to shoot it right away, or he's going to dummy it and run over it for Childs for a shot.
Ball a little deeper than I think I expected. Tavoy Morgan on the backside. He was holding his arm, this ball just outside of Chris Toth's area. Shot, deflected. Hansen, no. Hansen, second time. Chris Toth's going to get called for the handball. Tavoy Morgan, after that foul, was holding his arm as if he was dealing with some sort of injury, maybe playing decoy a little bit, trying to create some space in the middle when that free kick found him. See if we get another look at the handball. Yeah, Tavoy Morgan throws that right shoulder through it.
Good blocks by our team there. Anytime that Chris doesn't have to make a save, we can block for him, the better off we're going to be as well.
Ruggles. Toth tried to go long, sent the other way, but Ruggles just held up possession, waits for a change, maybe 2. Here's a good diagonal ball. Morgan slides back onto the field. He and Torres match up. Ruggles, slow pass in for Morgan. Torres battles against the boards. Torres wins it. He feeds John down the line. Tyler John on his left foot. Cuts it back. Quintana pokes it away for the moment. Play on. Tyler John wanted a call.
Going back to that last play, Roman did a very good job of holding up Tavoy, and then Felipe came in with a nice double team there to win that ball for us.
Ball in danger. Caceres to the ground. Toth with 1 save. Second time effort. Toth still on the ground. Pulled back. Toth well done to cover his own space. Danger not averted yet for the Stars. Top of your screen, this is Cardenas. Cardenas has a good pass, makes a good run. John recovers well to intercept. Caceres pokes forward for Canale. Might have Spur on the right side. This is Spur. Back for Hansen, the Stars slow down. Pereira slides on. This is Jones. Jones goes into the center. Canale, short side shot, comes back to him. He chips it over the top. This is Pereira. Pereira's pass first time was blocked, second time finds Spur. Jones wins this ball back, plays a tough ball back for Toth. Hansen turns up the line. Spur's got a little bit of real estate ahead of him. Goes long for Pereira. He's got to watch it off the wall. Pereira rolls, waits for Correa. Correa first time back post. Maybe a quick breakout for the Sockers here. This game is up and down. Look at Correa fly. He is back to full health. Toth goes long, puts it over the boards. That takes us into the media timeout. 5:18 to play in the first quarter. The Tacoma Stars lead the San Diego Sockers 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right here on MASL TV.
It's now
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
ticket and attend.
Welcome back into the Accesso Showwear Center in Kent, Washington. Peyton Barron's, Danny Minetti here as the Tacoma Stars lead early 1-0 as a power play goal from Felipe Souza, assisted by Mike Ramos. That got us to this point. San Diego, though, they have been knocking on the door. Chris Toth has already made a couple saves. He is the reigning MASL goalkeeper of the week for a reason. Charlie Gonzalez over this free kick. He's got Costa to his right. A chip ball over the top, looking for Morgan. That's creative. That's crafty. Didn't work out, but watch out for that one later in the game. Morgan beats Hansen to this ball. Played back. Briscoe reset himself to the middle of the field. Had a couple of guys to pick up. Well done. Quintana from the yellow line with a strike, and it's up over Chris Toth into the net. How good is San Diego on the offensive side of the ball? Just really controlling play, finding their passes, and the runs that they make off the ball are just incredible.
It's so hard to get the ball off of San Diego. The movement that they have and the technical ability they have of just trapping and passing the ball makes it really difficult to get the ball off of them. You're hoping that our defenders are going to be fronting them so they can't find it into their forwards, and then you're just hoping for a little poke, and then we can end up getting the ball, and then we get to big place in the offense.
Nah played back for Caceres. Caceres goes long. Pereira still bouncing ball. He's looking for it. Souza can't get up to the header. Pereira chases this down. Plays all the way back for Toth. It's on the note over the last few games. Nick Pereira playing with a knee brace on his left leg. Now gets into the attack. So knee issues for Nick Pereira have landed him on the injury reports with probable week in, week out. He's still here playing, but be on the lookout for that knee. Pardo dishes out into some open space as the Stars were going for a change. Gutierrez with a strike to the back post. Couldn't believe Craig Childs doesn't notch another one on his MASL goal count. My goodness, had it wide open on the back door.
Stars are fortunate there. That should have been a goal. Should have been tied 1-1.
That's a goal that Craig Childs scores 99 times out of 100. We have found the one.
You are not wrong there.
John turns up boards and gets called for a foul with Gutierrez.
You're talking about Nick Pereira's knee issue. If you guys have been noticing, every time on defense he comes running off the field, and either Tyler or Kyle Rivers comes on as a defensive runner for him. They do a good job getting back defensively and making life difficult on the Sockers.
Nick Pereira, the ageless wonder when it comes to MASL. A couple of ageless wonders that we got in this game between Nick Pereira, Boris Pardo, Craig Childs. They like to say that the indoor soccer sport is a young man's game, but those three gentlemen would like to have a word on that.
Yeah, playing target, you can be a little bit older. You don't have to run nearly as much. You get to go post up and kind of hang out. Being a goalie, goalie's a little bit more difficult because you got to still be diving around and moving around.
3 minutes to play in this first quarter. Shot off the short side of that board. Kyle Rivers scoops it up. Good ball into the middle. Chris Totes beat. He tries to sprawl low. Couldn't find it. Keiko Gonton, has found the equalizer for the San Diego Sockers. Chris Toth did everything he could. Take another look.
Yeah, it was tough there. We got a little bit loose on our marks, and the guy just ended up turning. Adrian tried to come across and get a little sliding block. Just a good shot there. If we were a little bit tighter, might not have happened, but hey, it happens in indoor.
So restarting play, Keiko Gonton was the goal scorer. 1-1 as it sits. Pereira turning. Pereira into the attack, rolling through a double team. Pereira couldn't make strong enough connection. Briscoe with the challenge. Back for Jones. Caceres.
Did a good job of pressing and winning that ball back and then pulling it back out to bring them out. So we have a little bit of a better option of trying to find Nick. Couldn't find him there, but that's looking good so far.
Canale called for a foul. This is part 2 of a doubleheader here that's taking place at the Accesso Showwear Center tonight. The Western Indoor Soccer League Finals was earlier today. Danny Minetti took part in that game with the Tacoma Stars reserves, and they came out victorious over Bellingham United, and they're going to be recognized and honored. In between quarters here, you can see the team at the bottom of your screen in the corner just off the field. They got the WISL trophy ready to go. Danny, congratulations on yet another Western Indoor Soccer League title.
Thank you, Peyton. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a 4-peat for us, so 4 in a row. It's the first time it's ever been done.
It's a good one. And, you know, I like to think that the Whistle Trophy is one of the best in sports. I think that's a good-looking trophy. It's a good one to have in the trophy case.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice, etched out of metal. It's pretty cool.
Here's Souza into the corner. Souza taken to ground. Caceres there to clean up and go back for Toth. Minute 20 until we get into the end of the quarter. This is Na. Na's picked. Center of the field. Stars recover. It's a 3-on-3. Adrian couldn't read it. Couldn't get a toe poke in. He plays this one back. Toth releases. John over the top. It's like Justin Jefferson downfield. Perhaps not the touch that Tyler John wanted to bring down. Na battles in the corner.
Our press is looking good here. They don't really have many options to get out.
Here's John. Maybe he found himself graciously with enough space, but a whistle blown, foul called. San Diego will have a free kick. Take another look at this foul. John rolls this ball away. Eddie Na might have picked up that last foul. Long ball, Morgan settles it with his chest as he goes airborne. Jones, Morgan with a great turn, incredible turn, and just clipped away at the last second. The Stars dumped this ball long, 10 seconds on the first quarter clock. Danny, overall thoughts so far from the opening 15 minutes?
It's been a good back and forth game so far. Obviously, San Diego keeps the ball really well, but Tacoma's defense has been pretty darn good. And then on the offense, we've also been playing pretty well and tucking and pressing to win the ball back.
Morgan had a chance at the horn. The Stars go in to the quarter break level 1-1 with the visiting San Diego Stalkers. We'll step aside. We'll be back in just a moment with the second quarter. Right after this, you're watching the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
Tonight, and Max, why don't you give it to them so they can show you how to raise it.
Welcome back into the Accesso Showwear Center in Kent, Washington. That is the Tacoma Stars reserves being recognized with the Western Indoor Soccer League trophy. A member of that squad is with us in the booth tonight, which is Danny Minetti. Danny, what's it been like on that Whistle team this year, and just everything that's come, all the success, all the wins, all the accolades? I mean, you guys have put together an incredibly strong squad, built a fortress down there at the Tacoma Soccer Center, and have had such a successful season. What's that been all about?
Yeah, this is honestly, even though we had another undefeated season, it's probably been one of the hardest seasons that we've had. We've had so many guys coming in and out of our lineup, in and out of our team, guys getting brought up to the pro team. It's been just a learning experience after learning experience for a lot of these young guys that have never played the indoor game, and just teaching every practice. Our practice squad has been the last team to beat us, and those guys give us a run for our money every night, and those guys make us so much better. So we're playing honestly against probably the best competition every single night at practice. So when we get out to the actual game on the field, it's not nearly as difficult as our practice nights.
The most recent call-up for these Tacoma Stars from the reserves team has been Misa Lopez, not rostered tonight with the Stars, but boy did he have an impactful last couple of games. He was on both doubleheader weekends. Talk a little bit about Misa Lopez and the talent that he has.
Misa's been brought in. He's actually from Yakima. Luis Beretta brought him in, and oh my gosh, the guy's got a just cannon on his leg. Deceivingly fast. We actually played against Southtown down here a couple weeks ago, and he scored like 3 or 4 goals just from Luis throwing the ball over the top. But yeah, having him actually get into the pro team and have some success with his assist has been phenomenal to watch, and I'm so proud of him.
Morgan laid a ball back beautifully as we're back underway here at the Showwear Center. Briscoe gets beat inside, left foot shot. Briscoe recovered well. Tackle was timed to perfection. Stars break out. Speed unit is on.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal block by Kai Briscoe there.
Rivers goes up the wall. He's past Ruggles. Has Correa in the middle. Rivers is brought down. Foul called. And we're going to take a break in the action as Costa stayed down in the attack. The Stars were trying to run in, playing 5-on-4. You think San Diego might throw a challenge flag to see if that was actually a foul. I think that the tackle was well done, well timed by Kai Briscoe. And on the breakout unit, you had some really fast, talented players. Of course, the Tacoma Stars were going to try and speed downfield for that. Ruggles is showing frustration in the corner with our referee tonight.
Yeah, anytime a defender gets a foul and they don't think it is, they're always going to complain to the referee. But Kai Briscoe did a phenomenal job. He kind of got sent the wrong way on that first turn, got back and blocked that shot just beautifully.
Take 10, that's all the time you'll need for Eric Berger to take you inside the game and get to know some of the big stars advancing the sport on and off the field. 10 for 10 airs weekly on MASL TV. Caceres over this free kick, two-man wall. Taylor Walter Bond is on the right side of it. Caceres runs up, Pereira off the windows, Spur on the backside, maybe this one floats around. Pardo, he's got an outlet, he goes to Ruggles, Toth is off of his line, Toth comes through well and clears it forward.
Toth did a phenomenal job playing safety back there. He realized that we didn't have anybody covering, so he came out and played free safety and just did a phenomenal job of winning that ball for us.
Here's Ramos, he's got space ahead of him, he's got Canale to his left, he goes Spur, Pardo up to the challenge, Spur centers it, it's an own goal, Spur's gonna get credited, but that's off the chest of Christian Gutierrez, and the Stars retake the lead.
Well, Mike Ramos did a phenomenal job here, going central with this ball, making a defender step to him, laid it off to Willie Spur. We would like to see Willie get that back post to Canale, but hey, the ball comes back to him. Try to chip it back across over to Canale. Yeah, right here, Ramos over to Willie. Willie ends up getting the ball back here, trying to chip it across, and then fortunate for us, off the chest of the San Diego player.
Ramos has both assists tonight for the Tacoma Stars. Mike Ramos has never been the guy who's the setup guy. Historically, throughout his career, he has been the finisher. He's the volume shooter. He's the guy who goes out and gets 15, 20 goals a season. Tonight, he's got 2 assists. Maybe we are seeing a shift in Mike Ramos to being that setup guy for his team.
Yeah, Ramos has had a little bit of a down year, but good players like Ramos can always figure out how to get back on the point sheet.
Giles outside the foot, couldn't connect. Briscoe, he jogs out for it. Hansen plays inward for Rivers. Hansen's going to get it back. Puts the ball forward. Hansen wears some contact. He gets called for the foul. Excuse me, he gets a foul called in favor of him, and he goes off for a change.
It's been a good start to the second quarter here. We've had some good opportunities. And I like that we're up 2-1. Put San Diego on their back foot, make them come to us.
All thanks to Chris Toth. I mean, that was maybe as big of a play as we've seen tonight. Chris Toth in a 2-on-0 situation, and he covered both players tremendously. Here's a bouncing ball. Trouble for the Stars. Toth pokes this ball sky high. San Diego now is going to try and settle down and reset. Souza with a toe poke. Pereira ahead. Take foul for Pereira. Sockers want a quick restart in the center of the field, but this ball's going to get all the way brought back. So Herrera right now on a defensive shift. Souza's out there. Stars are on the long boards. Is this a situation that Nick Pereira maybe should have been able to try and find a sub beforehand, or he's out there until he can get through this ball clear?
Yeah, usually you would see maybe Nick getting a sub right there just so we can get some of our faster defenders on. But hey, he's just done a good job. He won us the ball back. Now he's popping off the field to get Tyler on.
Good defensive rotations. The Stars now transition back. Ball played into this low right corner. Souza pressures. Ball cut in. Morgan couldn't get past Torres. Long ball intended for John.
It's a great outlet ball there from Toth.
Tyler John puts it on his right, has Nah, heel flick for Eddie Nah, and couldn't connect on it. It was well defended, and then Morgan fouled. Sockers reset.
We gotta be aware here. They're coming at us as we're subbing.
Cardenas receives this off the wall. This is Cerda at the center circle. Continues his run and gets it back.
It's a great double by Kyle Rivers there. He knows that his guy's not running through, so he's free to go double down and try to win that ball back for us.
Hansen takes away the wall side, forces it inward. Giles has Correa behind him. Cerda plays it inward. Hansen shows him outside this time. Toth makes a great foot save. Ramos header back. And now Chris Toth with the ball in his hands. Canale receives in the neutral third of the field. He distributes to Pereira. Cardenas with a great sliding effort. This is Correa. I've been so obsessed lately with Alessandro Canale's Instagram page. The fact that he's just juggling a soccer ball in new places while longboarding or skateboarding wherever he may be is just incredible.
Canale was on SportsCenter's, I want to say top 10 last year, 2 years ago, because he was juggling down the boardwalk on his longboard.
Incredible. I couldn't even think about having that talent. I think he juggles a soccer ball better than I breathe oxygen.
The footwork that he has, just watching him at practice, he can do whatever he wants with the ball.
So I'll pause in the game. We're going to get a quick conversation. And it's Taylor Walter.
Getting pushed in the back, it's always going to be a foul.
Sarah sends that ball into the net over the top. Your officials tonight: Mark Kadlik, Kelsey Harms, John Snyder, Craig Allen, and Yannick Rothfuss. Those are your officials for tonight's game. Tacoma Stars playing host to the San Diego Sockers. Thanks for joining us right here on MASL TV. Be sure that you subscribe. You can get all the best content to the MASL game rebroadcast, highlights, and more. Hit subscribe on your screen and you'll get all the best content in the league from MASL. Briscoe intercepts beautifully. This is Jones, deep in his own end, receiving pressure. Toth. Long for Rivers. He's got Ruggles behind him.
Chris's outlet balls tonight have just been phenomenal. His final forwards every time he's had to play along with the top ball.
One of the best in the league with his feet. Turnover off Jones' foot.
That's why a lot of times we just use him as our sixth attacker. We don't even need a sixth attacker because he is so good. He scores goals out there. He's playing free safety tonight. I mean, he's doing it all.
Reads that ball off the boards well, Chris Toth does. That, I think, is one of the hardest things that a goalkeeper has to do. Read that ball that's going away from them diagonally, and Chris Toth does it so well.
Looks like he's done some geometry back in his day in high school, maybe.
Another reason why I would struggle as an MASL goalkeeper. Geometry, not my strong suit.
Yeah, not even only for the keepers, but even for the defenders. When the balls come off the boards, it's hard to read sometimes. Sometimes with the curve on the ball, it hits the wall, gets stuck, and kind of goes back the other way that you don't even expect it to. So it's really difficult.
Ruggles with the give and go around Rivers. Thought he should have kept that ball going forward. Plays back for Childs. This is De Oliveira. Ramos swings and misses on a heavy challenge. If he would have caught De Oliveira, he might have seen blue. Canale subs on, looking for his defensive spot. There's his mark, Cardenas. Goes and pressures.
Our defensive shape has looked pretty good so far. I don't want to jinx anything, but we've been looking pretty good so far. This is where Kai can kind of go down and double because his guy's not even running through right now, so he could help Logan out here.
Morgan tried getting past Jones. Those go-go gadget legs just got just enough of a toe poke in. I love Logan Jones to death. I've known him for maybe 12, 14 years. Here's Canale on the turnover. Canale goes low, and this ball's up and over into the netting. But Logan Jones, he amazes me night in, night out because of his physicality, B, the speed, C, the technical ability that Logan Jones has. And it always catches me by surprise on any given night, and I don't understand why I can't wrap my head around it, but he really has it all.
Yeah, Logan, he's so deceiving. You see a big guy like that, you're like, oh, he's not going to be able to get there. And he beats everybody down the field, offensively, defensively. He can get back whenever you need him. And, yeah, I mean, he's just been so good for these guys.
He's always been this way. I mean, he touches the soccer ball like he has pillows attached to his feet. This is Caceres. Ramos on the run-up. Ramos with a strike. Pardo with a better save. Ramos is already having a great night. Pardo denied him of his first goal. He's sitting on 2 assists. We are to the media timeout. Under 8 to play in the first half. The Tacoma Stars lead the San Diego Sockers 2-1. We'll step aside, take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Tacoma Stars on MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
Welcome back into the Accesso Showwear Center in Kent, Washington. Peyton Barron's Danny Minetti. Tacoma Stars leading 2-1 over the San Diego Sockers. Willie Spur's going to be over this free kick. 2-man wall in front of him. And he's got a duo of Ramos and Nick Pereira right behind him, ready to run up on the charge. This ball's dropped back for Pereira. Swung to the low side for Caceres. Ramos dials it up from distance. He's feeling the hot hand tonight.
We were talking about Logan Jones before the break. I've been lucky enough to play with Logan since he was a fresh 18-year-old in outdoor soccer. Youngster came in, started playing center back, and I was playing left back. So we were right next to each other, and we, from day one, had a great connection. When Logan started playing, actually, with the Tacoma Stars, he wasn't as big as he is now. He's put on a lot of muscle because he realized playing in this league against guys like Tavoy Morgan, he needs to get a little bit stronger, and Logan has done that, and he's worked so hard to get to where he needs to be.
Toth comes out. Tavoy Morgan with a shot. Ramon Torres pokes it away. Danger still looming. Ball down to the near side. Off the wall. Toth, he handles this one outside. Blue card shown. Donald Mach is going to have to come into this game. Chris Toth was well outside of his area when he handled that ball down. There will be no challenge, but right now Tavoy Morgan is on the ground following that collision right there. It looks like he's grabbing his head. So he's getting treatment from the staff, from our training staff. Luckily, he's up to his knees. It looks like he's going to make his way over to the bench. A lot to unpack there, Danny. You had the injury with Tavoy Morgan, who seems like he's already battling some kind of injury. Chris Toth has to come out of his area. A handling is going to be called, a blue card. Stars will go down a man, and now you're going to get Donald Mach into this game for the first time tonight.
Yeah. We're making Chris Toth come out of the box and do way too much right now. We need to kind of clean ourselves up. Roman did a phenomenal job of actually blocking the first one, and then Chris is scrambling back to the goal, and the ball pops off to Tavoy for a shot, and unlucky that Chris comes out of his area, but now Donnie's got to come in, and one of the hardest things is a keeper coming in when you're not warmed up, but he can come in, he's got to get the job done. He'll be just fine.
Green Drop offers a better alternative than the outdated compression sleeves and socks, truly providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. Learn more or try it yourself by visiting greendropcompression.com. So Donnie Mock's going to come into the game, and we're going to get a shootout. Craig Childs is standing over the ball. If he converts, the blue card and the penalty will be over, ended immediately. If you are new to the shootouts this year, Craig Childs will have 5 seconds on the approach. Mock can come off of his line once the whistle is blown, and once the 5 seconds is over, play will resume after the free kick. Here's Childs. He sets it up. He slots it home. Chris Toth is out of the penalty box. The San Diego Sockers have leveled things at 2.
Greg had a nice little roll up here. Donnie got himself set. Unlucky. Got right through the 5-hole there. Well done on Craig Childs' finish. Unlucky for Donald Mach.
San Diego Sockers goal. Scored by number 37, Craig Childs.
He's a player you can't keep off the score sheet ever. He is given goals every single night. This man has earned everything he's got. Craig Childs, called him the ageless wonder earlier, does it yet again. Here at the ShoWare Center, sometimes you see greatness come through and you know it, and Craig Childs is one of those. He's a Hall of Fame talent, Craig Childs.
I was just getting ready to say he will definitely be a Hall of Famer. His jersey will probably be up in the rafters for San Diego.
Toth has to fall on this ball. It's under him. He's up with it. Another good save.
Here goes Correa here.
Correa was trying to outrun Walter Bond, but Cerda came over on the help side. Cut everything off. San Diego can't fight off the high pressure from Tacoma. Pereira. Stars going for a change. Only 2 men on the field ahead of Pereira, and yet he somehow manages to keep that ball between 3 white shirts.
Yeah, we had a really good job on our 3-guy press there. We won the ball back, and then Pereira does a phenomenal job of keeping the ball for us.
Canale doesn't put enough mustard on that pass. This is Quintana. He goes outside the foot. Far side. Jones reads it well. Little pirouette over the ball and plays out for Spur. Long ball for Na. Bond heads it into the windows. Jones plays back for Spur. Long ball, Pereira touches it down. Pereira hits it to the near post, and Pardo just pins it. Pardo with a heave-ho on the sub. Well-timed, excellent work. Still carrying. Gonton! This ball hit off to the backside. Don't know if it was last touch off Childs or Gonton was able to credit himself with that goal. We'll see on the replay, but the Sockers take the lead.
Yeah, right here, ball gets hit to the back post, exactly where you should be shooting the ball in the first place. And then can't tell what ends up happening here, if it goes in off of Logan or if that Quintana ends up getting that last touch.
5:15 to play in the first half. The script has been flipped.
Yeah, now next goal here is going to be the kind of a crucial goal for Tacoma. If we get that goal, we're right back in it. If we give them another goal, now it's an uphill climb. But luckily, indoor soccer is a game of runs, so we'll be okay.
Gonton has his second tonight. Ramos now looking for his first. He's got 2 assists. Ruggles gave him a shove. Quick give and go. Hansen heads forward for Ramos. De Oliveira through the middle. Correa reads it well. Hansen plays for Ramos. Ramos checked his rearview mirrors, saw some pressure, played safely back for Chase Hansen.
We looked good on that last defensive spell. We had 5 guys behind the ball. We don't have to worry about the guys sitting way back. As soon as they break a line of ours, we all just drop in, and we get to defend with all 5 players and win the ball back.
Pereira and Childs one-on-one. Far side, Hansen. Hansen's pass intercepted. Sockers trying to break out. Hansen couldn't get it back. Gonton with great positioning. Hansen, third time asking. Yes, he can get it back this time. Briscoe keeps possession. Quick feet from Kai. And Chase Hansen gets into it on the boards with Gonton. Toth loses possession. Ruggles in the middle. Torres on the goal line. Toth defending with his feet. And it's brought back.
Great job by Chris Toth to let our defenders get back and help out here.
Torres does just enough in the middle. Second time, though, Cardenas rips one from distance.
Again, we're making Chris Toth do too much defensive work here. We got to get our actual defenders on the field doing that work for him.
Torres got off the field. Jones subs on. Morgan turns, lays it back, gets it again, give and go, dead center. The Sockers are running away with things in this second quarter. Tavoy Morgan just going back and forth in the middle.
This was phenomenal offense here. It's fun to watch this. I know it's San Diego and we don't want them scoring, but this was great offense. Tavoy ended up spinning in, laying the ball off, getting it back, shooting it, ends up popping off right to, who's ended up scoring that goal here?
I believe it's De Oliveira.
Yeah, sometimes just better offense. There's nothing you can really do defensively there.
Stars trail by 2. Under 3 minutes to play. And pardon me, I credited Leo De Oliveira, but it was actually Charlie Gonzalez with the goal. Here's Correa. Correa to the corner. Correa puts that ball right off of our referee, Kelsey Harms. Whistle's going to be blown. Pardo furious that play was stopped.
Sockers are lucky that it got stopped. Adrian did a phenomenal job driving his guy to the boards. He was playing the ball off the end boards to come back across the middle of the goal. Unlucky that the referee got in the way.
And it's going to be a free drop for Caceres. Bond should not be pressuring. Kelsey Harms puts in a challenge as Bond wanted to go forward. Well done from Harms. Pardo's got to be careful. He could get yellow carded for dissent. Quintana maybe is facing the same. Pardo won't even look in Kelsey Harms' direction right now. And now the Stars are going to get reset. Caceres over the top of this. I think San Diego might flip their lid if the Stars were able to capitalize. Nah put it off the boards. Now this ball goes long. Correa plays back for Toth. Soccer switched to a heavy high pressure this second quarter, and oh boy has it paid off. Maybe sat back a little and took some pressure for the first quarter where the Stars found themselves capitalizing, even though 1-1 at the end of that. And yet here in this second quarter, they turned on the high pressure and they have been running away with things and all the momentum.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see that teams will sit back in the first half, and then a team like San Diego can keep the ball up pretty high and then keeps us on long defensive boards so we can't get off right away. So they're going to high press, keep the ball into our area, and so we have a really hard time getting off, and they're just subbing right away, close benches.
Quintana wants it back and he wants to slow things down. .90 seconds to play in the first half. Morgan, Torres, they battle. Cardenas all the way back on his defensive yellow line. Has Pardo to his right. Na allows it to go that side, and Na will then follow pressure. Long ball Morgan. First time centered for Toth. Toth on the quick rollout for Caceres. Na goes for a change. This is Ramos fresh on.
60 seconds remaining.
Ramos puts a shot on Pardo. Great save.
Ramos is looking like he's having a great night so far. You keep feeding him the ball. He's what's giving us some good offensive firepower here.
Jones, a great left-footed shot. Ball still in the mixer. Jones, Pardo with another save. Caceres funnels this one around. Jones is crashing in. Pardo lets it slip out. Ramos Ramos on top of it. 30 seconds for these Stars in the first half. If they're able to capitalize here, that will be oh so sweet. Going into halftime, Pereira gets onto the field.
Well done by Ramos to keep the ball for us here, get some fresh subs on, get Nick on the field.
Miscommunication between Ramos and Spur. Nobody stepped to that ball. 15 seconds to play. De Oliveira maybe wants to watch this clock just run out. Cross-court pass. Long diagonal ball. Maybe dangerous for some. This horn is going to sound. The Stars trail the Sockers 4-2 at halftime. 30 minutes has gone by. Danny, what are your thoughts from that opening first half, and what can Tacoma do in the second half to readjust?
Yeah, it's been a fun game so far. This sort of first half has been exciting to watch. Game's been going up and back here. What I would like to see from the Stars here is we've kind of been sitting off a little bit. I would like to see us kind of press them a little bit more. We're giving them too much freedom in that second quarter. That first quarter, we were able to press them a little more, and we ended up, I think it was a 2-1 and then 2-2 at the end of the first. So I'd like to see us press them a little bit more and be able to get that ball. And once we win the ball, keep it and put them on long shifts. It's going to make their lives a lot more difficult to keep them on the field longer.
We'll step aside, take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Second half action coming up next right here on MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
This is the MASL in 5. I've got to get you caught up on everything that's gone down in the league over the past week in just 5 minutes. Let's go.
Reggett as your target forwards and 2 defensive runners.
Oh, there's Reggett! How did he do that?
The Kansas City Comets are flying high this season, and a big reason as to why is the play of superstar forward Zach Reggett. He enters this weekend with 14 goals in just 15 games, despite playing injured for most of the season.
And first day of preseason, I suffered a pretty bad ankle sprain, and that put me back a lot of steps. I'm just happy. I'm feeling more 100%. Probably this coming weekend will probably be the first weekend I'll feel 100%. So, I'm excited to personally get rolling maybe a little bit more, but I'm so happy with where, personally my season's been at and how it correlates with the team's success.
Zach was the 2018-2019 MASL Rookie of the Year, playing at that time with the St. Louis Ambush. That came after a successful college career at Trinity International University. But despite his quick success in the MASL, Reggett found the transition to the indoor game to be challenging.
The biggest thing for me was learning how to use the boards quickly. I think that's offensively and defensively, right? A lot of these teams, if you can score a goal, it's great. But if you're also showing up on the defensive film session, that's probably not a good thing as a target. So it's more just learning the bounces and just learning the correct movements. If you can learn a couple of those basics, it just becomes so much smoother transition.
Reggett to the right side. Score! That's a hat trick.
The main thing is the boards, and for me, I'm not the fastest player, right? So I use the boards a lot in regards to passing and moves off the board. So I think I got the learning curve a lot quicker than others. But I mean, it was a headache for sure. I mean, if you're proactive about it and trying to learn, it's super stressful. But man, once it clicks, it's like that, you know. So
whatever it might be, Zach is definitely in the zone now. He's one of the league's best. Last season, he shared the Golden Boot Award with Marco Fabian after tallying 35 goals. No question, he's loving the indoor game and playing in Kansas City, which he can't say enough about.
We're averaging, I think it's like 5,000 fans, and it's just a complete sports town. And for me, like, it's the dream. You know, as a kid, you kind of feel like you kind of fulfilled your dream a little bit, right? You didn't dream about playing indoor, but you know, now it's like, and with where our league is going, there's going to be kids that actually do probably dream to play indoor because of how successful the league is moving.
Zach has also represented his country, playing on the United States national futsal team. But right now, he's laser focused on helping the Comets win the ultimate prize after falling just short in the final last year.
That we're really working hard over here, and we're trying to get over that hump. You know, losing a final sucks, and we like to say we got a bunch of dogs over here, and we're just trying to manifest that as a group and take it day by day and stay healthy.
Zach Reagan.
Zach Reagan!
Okay, some huge trade news from last weekend. Frank Taiu, the league's all-time points leader, has been traded from St. Louis to Milwaukee in exchange for defender Robert Williamson and cash. A true blockbuster deal. And Moises Gonzalez, who just entered the MASL's 300-point club, has been dealt to the Chihuahua Savage. Talk about the rich getting richer. Gonzalez has put up 11 points so far this season. Wow. Okay, our Green Drop Players of the Week. In goal, Chris Toth from Tacoma. Defensively, it's Chad Vandergriff once again. And offensively, once again, Marco Fabian from the Empire Strikers. Let's start with Marco. Another incredible season. 7 points in 2 Strikers wins last week. 3 goals and 4 assists for Marco. Defender Chad Vandergriff picks up the award once again. He had 1 goal for KC in 2 wins, and more importantly, had 9 blocks for the boys in red. And in goal, Chris Toth, just a monster between the posts for Tacoma last week. 17 saves, 17 of them in 2 Stars wins as they are pushing for a playoff berth. And of course, all throughout the MASL season, you can stay up to date on everything that's going down in the league by checking out its official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Reyes leaves it for Fabian, and that one's around the wall. Marco Fabian, his 2nd goal tonight, his 21st of the season.
On right wing, Sanchez left wing. Bennett down in the corner. Carvalho to Sanchez. His shot's a goal. Alex Sanchez with his 16th goal of the year. And both teams see set-piece joy in the opening quarter. We're tied at 1.
Here's Dos Santos. Hugo playing up. His shot gets deflected after a goal! Hugo Silva says, hey guys, if you're not going to help me offensively, I'll do it myself.
Campaign. Goal and a couple of assists. Left foot strike, and it beats Toth, tucked away, far side corner. Nobody in the building saw that one coming, especially Chris Toth.
Maintain possession for Utica. Slow pass in front. This one sliding in was Bordeaux to make the stop, but he's rolling around on the ground for a little bit longer. There's a shot high into the corner, and Chihuahua scored first.
And that all resulted off the turnover again.
Right off the break, it's Hugo Puentes who gets the scoring started.
He'll go from our left to right. With 50 seconds to go, he'll push it forward. Fakes, pulls the trigger, bullseye. 2 goals and 2 assists now for Oliveira.
In an all-or-nothing play. Now the counter to Morales. Luis Morales scores! It's pretty! It's so pretty! ¡Qué golazo! Luis Morales, 3-2 San Diego.
Was blocked. The goalkeeper was beat. Here's Ramos again. He plays back for Caceres. Caceres' strike. Upper bins. How do you do, Alex Caceres?
Don't remember that. Ball played to the right side. Shot score. They left it open, and Pereira able to finish it off. Eric Pereira makes it a 3-1 game. Time of the goal, 4:12.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
Welcome back into the Accesso Showwear Center in Kent, Washington. Peyton Barron's Danny Minetti. Here's the Tacoma Stars trail the San Diego Sockers 4-2. 3 minutes till we get back with second half action. Fans, make sure you get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Be sure that you subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube. You'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more. Danny, we've been talking about it quite a bit, but this is our perfect time for it. The Tacoma Stars Reserves won the Western Indoor Soccer League today. Just before this game, it was a 3 p.m. kickoff, a 6-3 victory over Bellingham United, a heated rivalry that's gone on throughout the years, but the entire Western Indoor Soccer League is a rivalry. There's no such thing as a friendly in those games. And, we saw the team be recognized in between the first and the second quarter. And right now, what's next for the Tacoma Stars Reserves and what's going on? Last year, we know that there was a national tournament. Went on to it. There's rumblings of a national tournament and an invitation to that, correct?
Yeah, so last year we went to nationals. We ended up winning, so it's pretty cool. We coming off a national title. This year, it's not going to be the same national tournament. We've been invited to a national tournament in Vegas. We're not sure when it actually is yet. It's either at the end of May or beginning of June. But that's what's next for us. So we have about a 2-month break, and then we'll be right back at it late night.
Trainings will look pretty much the same. Keep training at the soccer center up until we get to that point.
Yeah, we'll probably end up getting a couple weeks off. We got some guys with some injuries and some knocks that we'll be able to finally heal up a little bit. But yeah, I'm guessing we're going to be 2 to 3 nights a week again, late nights, just grinding away, just going for another national title.
Is there anybody, and we're not going to show anybody's hand or leak any sort of information, but are there Stars Reserves players right now who we could be getting seen called up to the first team who have yet to debut? We know that Misa Lopez has come up and played for the Tacoma Stars first team. Is there anybody else that we're kind of keeping eyes on, keeping tabs on at the reserves level to maybe make an MASL appearance later on?
Yeah, that's a good question. you've seen Cale Spence here and there. He ended up getting injured down in Chihuahua. You've seen John lighting down in Chihuahua as well. You got a couple of guys like that could still break into the team. One guy that I think is playing phenomenal lately is Habib. He is a kid from Seattle. It's his first year playing indoor with us. Kid's phenomenal. You got to watch our whistle game. I don't think he turned the ball over. He's a big, tall target, phenomenal feet. Reminds you of Nick Pereira. Not as strong as Nick Pereira, but still very strong on the ball. But great feet. Lays the ball off just as well as anybody I've seen in the indoor game. So it could be pretty fun to see if he gets a chance to maybe next year go practice with those guys.
Now, this is a family program after all, but you guys did win a league title today. You got celebration plans in mind when this game wraps up, and is the team going out getting drinks at Agave across the street, or we going downtown Tacoma tonight, Danny?
That's a good question. Right now, the guys are all up in the suite, hanging out, having a good time. Typically, I mean, all these guys, we live all over the place, right? We got guys live in Seattle, down in Olympia, Yakima. The guys that probably live down in Tacoma, they might get together tonight. But all of us are getting a little bit older. We got families that we go back to. So I'm not sure what it is, what's going on, but we've done this for the last couple of years now, so it's
a little more mellow these days.
Yeah, a little bit more mellow.
4 years ago, it was a different story the night of that championship.
Yeah, we would have went out and had some dinner and drinks before, and then would have came back and watched the Stars play. But yeah, tonight might be a little different story. We'll see, though.
Danny, again, congratulations on the Western Indoor Soccer League title today. Tacoma Stars reserves. Stay tuned for information on that upcoming national tournament. This is a fantastic team, a fantastic program, and one that the Tacoma Stars first team absolutely benefits from, having a reserves program that does so well and is so highly touted. You've seen the Tacoma Stars, like you mentioned, close to 10 to 12 guys on this team have Tacoma Stars reserves experience, and then they come up to MASL and play with the first team, and they make massive contributions.
Yeah, back a couple years ago, before the pro team went and started playing in the mornings, we would practice at night, and a lot of times they would come and practice on Thursday nights, and we would scrimmage against them nightly. And so that's Adrian, Logan, a lot of these guys got seen and got brought up just from being able to scrimmage these guys on a nightly basis.
Spur plays down for Pereira. Back underway. Stars trailing by 2. Next goal becomes oh so crucial. Tacoma can get one back. Everything changes. If San Diego finds the next one, it might feel a little too late for the Tacoma Stars to try and erase a 3-goal lead, but hey, it's indoor soccer and you never know what's going to happen. You never know what is around the corner.
Crazy things happen in indoor soccer all the time. If you go down by 3, the game is not over. It's far from it.
Pereira tries to shrug off a challenge. Pereira with a shot. Pardo using every inch of the frame to keep that ball out. Caceres, good opening start, good opening minute for these Stars.
Yeah, that's what you like to see coming out of halftime. Getting a couple shots, good save by Pardo. Nick almost gets a goal there, but it's a good sign that we're coming out ready to go.
You've been in many halftime speeches that Nick Pereira has given. What was probably the overall message to him in the from him in the locker room just now?
Nick's a little bit more mellow than Becker is, but Nick is a guy that's, hey, wake up, get back to the game plan. We are not doing this well. We need to start doing certain things again that we were having success with in the first quarter. That's typically the message that goes on from Nick. Becker is a different story. Becker's the one that is yelling and gets people going that way.
Short fuse, hot-headed Adam Becker?
When the team's not playing well, yes. But love the guy because that's what is needed sometimes.
This is Correa, top of your screen. Goes around one. Correa puts it across the middle. Canale with a strike on the left foot. Briscoe, flying header into a backflip. Kai Briscoe. This kid is electric.
Second goal of the season for Briscoe. Oh my goodness, was that fun to see.
Pardo has no clue what he just saw. Take another look at this.
Adrian drove the boards, played it off a dangerous ball. Canale gets a nice shot, and Briscoe with those reflexes, flying header straight into a backflip. Look at that man go. Second goal of the season for him, and well-deserved.
He looked like Tony Stark, Iron Man, taking off in the metal suit right there for that header, and then gets up with the acrobatics. He's fun. That guy is box office. He's the big ticket. He is going to put some rear ends in seats if he keeps this up.
Kai Briscoe is so fun to watch. He is so incredibly fast. There's nobody on the field that will ever be able to beat him in a 1v1 race, and so when that guy gets going, watch out.
You know, I feel that Tacoma has multiple of those kind of guys, right? And not every team is gifted with the most speed that you have. But Tacoma probably has 5 guys that won't lose a foot race to anybody in the league.
Yeah, you got, what, Tyler John, Logan Jones, Kyle Rivers, Kai Briscoe, Adrian Correa. I mean, you got a lot. Jamel Juice. I mean, come on. You can never leave that guy out of a conversation.
Toth makes a great save. John into the attack. John on his right foot, almost beat Pardo near post. Souza, no. Pardo goes low for it. Forrest Pardo, you are incredible.
This is the exact response that Tacoma was hoping for coming out of halftime. They are peppering this goal right now.
Stars reset, maybe an opportunity to tie things if all goes well on this offensive possession.
San Diego's been on the field for a while. We just got 4 fresh guys on the field. San Diego still with those 5 on the field that are chasing the ball around. This is what you like to see, because when teams are on chasing, balls go in the back of the net because you get tired and you lose your runners.
Pereira and Spur go back and forth. Chip ball, full volley Jones. He's going to want that one back. That was a ripper and a half.
It's looking good so far. I'm getting excited watching this game.
Tacoma and San Diego, 2 foes that have met so often. San Diego oftentimes getting the upper hand of these Tacoma Stars. Tacoma started the season with a win against the San Diego Sockers right here at the Accesso Showwear Center in Kent. A glorious way to start and open up the season. 5-4 win. Caceres with the ball off the board. Spur. Rivers bouncing ball, trying to get away from a triple team. Spurs just going to knock it down long. Following that, Tacoma lost 5-4 at San Diego. Lost 9-5 just here at the Showwear Center in January. And then a 4-3 overtime loss as well. That was just before this homestand. So a couple of close games and one game that kind of got out of hand, a 4-goal difference. This is the 5th meeting between these two sides so far this season out of 6. It's the most any 2 teams will play each other all season long. Tacoma Stars played this San Diego Soccer side 6 times. Here's Mendez with a shot, Rivers with a block. This ball's going to bounce into the bench area.
Yeah, even though San Diego's gotten the better of us so far this year, San Diego does not necessarily like playing against Tacoma because we are a blue-collar team that works and runs and makes their life difficult.
Something about being the scrappy bunch against one of the league's most premier teams, San Diego Sockers. Just title after title after title, but the Tacoma Stars are always here. Physical games, try and bring them down a peg and try and get the best of them. Toth brings this one into his hands and settles. I think one of my favorite things about this rivalry over the last, handful of years is the great goalkeeping matchups that there have been, because all those years, here's a good outside the foot shot. Toth springs out like a cannon. Here's John. Ruggles picks it off. All those years of Danny Waltman versus Pardo. Here's John. He's attacking Pardo. John just too high. Thought he had another.
After the last 4 games with John, you expected him to open up his account tonight with that. Unlucky for him. Great pick, though, and breakaway. Phenomenal job here.
Here's a good look of it from our ceiling cam, just missing out. But, we had all the years of Danny Waltman versus Boris Pardo, and now you get Chris Toth versus Boris Pardo in this same sort of rivalry. I mean, it is the best goalkeeping displays that MASL can offer all time. Chris Toth being the MASL all-time saves leader. So any game that you have Chris Toth in it is just, hot commodity, great goalkeeping. But then when you got Boris Pardo on the other end, it's just great stuff.
Yeah, Tacoma's been lucky to have, honestly, probably the 2 best keepers in the league for years and years and years. I mean, Boris has been phenomenal as well, but Tacoma's just been so fortunate to have Danny Waltman and Chris Toth for the last, I don't even know how many years it's been, 10-plus years.
Pereira pushed in the back by Cardenas. that friendship between Nick Pereira and Chris Toth also is a massive thing for the Stars, to have two guys who are on such the same wavelength on opposite ends of the field. Canale trying to cut through the middle, keeping possession thus far, and a heavy body challenge in the middle, and it's going to be a free kick for San Diego. But those two are so alike in such opposite positions, and it benefits Tacoma so much on either end of the field.
Yeah, they play beach soccer together as well, so they're always hanging out, and they're roommates. So when you see Nick on the field, Toth has it, you know that Nick's going to be getting the ball from him.
Both of these teams' upcoming games. Here's a ball by Gonton down. Hansen tackles, pushes away for Souza. Both of these next games for these teams are against Empire. Souza attacks. Souza, diagonal ball, and he gets it back.
Right there, you'd like to see Tyler get to that back post because you already had Eddie Naw standing behind him, but it was kind of a miscommunication. You'd like to have Eddie yelling at Tyler to get to that back post, so if Souza had an option, he didn't really end up having an option because they both stopped in the same spot.
Souza gets fouled, arm goes high, Stars will have a free kick. So San Diego will play home against Empire on the 5th of March. Tacoma Stars will play home against Stars will have a free kick. Mendez is called for it. Take another look.
Yeah, Rivers did a phenomenal job winning that ball and playing it to Logan. Continuing his run to the back post. Logan plays it out the boards, and Canale ends up having a great look on goal. Just unlucky that he was not able to finish that.
On the field. Briscoe's going to make a run up the walls, and Caceres is going to do his best to feed it. This is Torres for Briscoe and plays it back.
Looks like Tacoma's just kind of sitting back here and letting San Diego get to half field, and as soon as they cross that half field, they start putting some pressure on them.
Danny, from your experience, when teams are relaying and making that switch, because we saw Tacoma high pressing early, how does the communication go about high switching, or switching that to kind of sitting back and parking a low block?
Yeah, that just comes from the coaches on the bench. They just tell you to kind of sit and invite them to come at half field, and as soon as they cross half field, you go start putting pressure on them. Mainly it's just getting 5 behind the
shot deflected, goal. Charlie Gonzalez cashes in another. And that takes us in to the media timeout. 5:36 to play. San Diego, they reset their 2-goal lead. Look at that diagonal ball. Gonzalez with a strike and the deflection that beats Chris Toth on the back post. San Diego capitalizes. And we'll step aside, take a break. We'll come back, break down that goal, break down a little bit more what Tacoma Stars defense can do to try and keep San Diego silent. 5-3 Soccer's lead on MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League, all the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Right there, Tacoma's defense maybe fell asleep a little bit at the wheel, leaving a big spot open, and San Diego was able to go off and capitalize on that. Peyton Barron's Danny Minetti. Here's the Tacoma Stars are now trailing San Diego. We're just talking off air about Tacoma really having some good offensive opportunities. They hit the post twice. Could easily be seen this game be 5-5 as it stands.
Yeah, it's hard giving up a goal like that when we should have actually scored two, and against the run of play, they end up getting one. That's good teams can always find a way to score.
Pereira turns. Pereira created a little bit of space. His shot blocked away. Love having a guy like Nick Pereira who can create so much space in absolutely nowhere. Two bodies on him, and he's still able to get enough space to have a shot off.
His feet are so good. He always creates himself some space. And he's so long, and his feet are huge, so he can just grip onto the ball.
Souza dances through. It's obvious to see Nick Pereira is extremely talented, but what separates Nick Pereira from every other indoor soccer player?
The way that he can just control a ball and get his own space and find shots. I mean, honestly, his feet are big enough to where his toes literally curl over the ball, so he can literally just grip onto it, and he just rolls and rolls, and he can just kind of get you just off a little bit, and he can always find shots, whether it's through legs or the back post. He's always scoring goals and laying people off. He's just, nobody in the league is like him.
There's Pereira. Sets that foot on top of the ball, posts up against the wall. Caceres. And he has such a sense of control of the game. He is always composed on top of the ball. Canale trying to turn. Nothing is ever flustered when it comes to Nick Pereira. He's calm, cool, and collected at all times.
He's got such a high IQ. I mean, he makes the game, slows the game down, and makes the game easy for everyone else around him.
Morgan goes at Correa. Plays a ball down the center for De Oliveira. Caceres intercepts, reads it well. He's taken off his feet and fouled. Stars will have a free kick. 3:13 to play in the third quarter.
Watch as we start getting to our attacking shape. It's called building the four. So we have four guys kind of hanging out around in like a U shape, and we leave our target isolated. What that ends up happening is we end up getting the other team kind of stretched. We can find our target, and if we lose the ball, we always have people pressing. So a lot of the times we're able to win the ball back pretty quickly from them just by being in good offensive shape.
Tyler John targeted there. Ball comes all the way back for Hansen. Here's Na deep in the attacking half. Torres plays for John. Na runs off of it. This is Briscoe. Eddie Na, one of those guys with speed that can outrun most of the guys in the league.
got afterburners that no one can run with either.
John turns, he strikes, and sends that one into orbit.
Having Eddie Nah play outdoor soccer on my left mid is so fun to play with. Just give him the ball and he just takes off and no one can catch him.
Easy to feed in behind the back line and just play direct over the top.
The amount of goals he scores playing outside midfield, playing outdoor soccer, it's crazy to see.
Ruggles from distance plays himself. Wallace Scora. Look at Drew Ruggles go. Chris Toth tries to read it, comes off his line. Ruggles called his own number. You love to see the creativity using the walls in indoor soccer. Wow.
Scored by number 8, Drew Ruggles. For Ruggles, that's his first goal of the night, his 6th goal of the season.
Yeah, Drew called his own number there. That's experience, being able to find somebody that, not necessarily a defender, played it off the wall, turned to go look for it, the ball comes right back to him and he just smashes it in the top netting.
That is indoor soccer drawn up to a T, using those low boards just in the best way possible.
Yeah, you typically don't see someone playing a ball off the boards to themselves, so that was pretty fun to see.
Toth waits for this to come all the way back. Stars have a mountain to climb, and they only have about just under 17 minutes of regulation game time to do so. They have 3 one-goal games against the San Diego Sockers so far this season, and one game that ended up as a 4-goal loss. Pereira dances on top of the ball. He's got Souza curling. This ball gets deflected up and over the top into the stands. Tacoma on a 4-game win streak right now. They beat Harrisburg in back-to-back games. Here's Drew Ruggles again. He strikes it, gets around Nah, and then just slots it home himself. That's awesome to see from Drew Ruggles. Tacoma 4-game win streak. It was a doubleheader win against the Harrisburg Heat 2 weeks ago. It was a doubleheader win against the Milwaukee Wave, the Baltimore Blast. A loss to the Milwaukee Wave preceded all of these home games. A 7-game homestand for the Tacoma Stars. That is unprecedented in any sport, seemingly.
Yeah, when you can get a 7-game homestand, it's a little bit easier because you don't have to go on the road and you're a lot more fresh. You get to sleep at home.
Pereira off the wall. Ramos, excuse me, Danny. As here is Pereira inside. He cuts it back and forth. Strike. Pardo gets half of a save on it, pushes it away, and does just enough. Long ball broken out. Hansen misreads the header. Bouncing ball still. Christian Gutierrez, but Toth wins it, and he's off to the races. Here's Toth for Ramos. Toth wants to keep going forward, and now play slowed down and brought back. Back to your thoughts about the homestand.
Yeah, you get to sleep at home. You get home meals. You don't have to go across country. It's so much nicer to just be able to stay at home and not have to travel all over the place.
Spur had a shot. Pardo parried it away.
Again, Chris Toth coming off his line and having to play defense. We're making him work way too hard tonight.
It's like 06 Manuel Neuer as a sweeper keeper way back in the day. The young Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, Neuer is that guy. He's a super keeper himself as well.
Giles gets taken off of his feet. Advantage is played. Mendez drops back. 23 seconds left in this third quarter.
It's a frustrating quarter. We've had a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances, and we end up giving up a couple goals that we probably shouldn't have given up, and the game should be a lot closer than it is right now.
Giles just missed out on a long-distance delivery, had a good header look, and that's going to lead us into the quarter break. Giles is kicking himself over that one. Timed it well, peaked it, and just headed it just wide. Chris Toth kind of stuck to his line there. Like you said, Danny, a couple of good instances, good moments for the Tacoma Stars. They find themselves trailing, ended up losing that quarter 2-1. Briscoe had the goal where he went flying through the air, but Charlie Gonzalez and Ruggles answered back-to-back, and now they give themselves a commanding lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, if you look, it says 25 shots on goal for us, 18 for them. That quarter, I felt like the Stars had a lot more possession, a lot more chances. We didn't put ours away. They put their very few chances away, and that's the kind of the difference of the game right now.
When we come back, Tacoma Stars will be attacking the north end of the Accesso Showwear Center in Kent. We'll step aside. The world-famous ball toss is happening on the field. We'll be back in just a few moments. It's San Diego 6, Tacoma 3, right here on MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
Welcome back into the Accesso Showwear Center in Kent, Washington. Peyton Barons, Danny Minetti, Tacoma Stars trailing San Diego 6-3. And Danny, San Diego is just one of the toughest teams in the league year in, year out. I mean, no matter what the record says, this is one of the best, if not the best team in Major Arena Soccer League. Right now, Tacoma Stars trailing by 3 with 15 minutes to play in regulation. Does Tacoma have a shot to crawl back into this one, and how do they do it if so?
Yeah, indoor soccer, you know, it's always tough being down by 3 goals, but the beauty of indoor soccer, goals happen so quickly, so you're not out of it until the whistle's finally over, but San Diego is a team that keeps the ball extremely well, so it is definitely an uphill battle, but we are going to have to come out and we're going to have to fight, and we are going to have to high press them and not give them any more chances on goal. They're going to get chances, but we can't give up any more goals. We've got to stop them at 6, and we have to put our chances away.
And like you mentioned before the break, Tacoma is putting shots on goal. Pardo is standing up to the task. 25 shots on goal for Tacoma. Only 3 goals to show for it. If my math is right, which oftentimes it's not, that's 22 saves for Boris Pardo tonight, and that is one heck of a night on any given week. And I want to say last week in each of those games that Chris Toth had against Baltimore Blast, I think he only had 7 saves in each game and kept Baltimore down low. I mean, Baltimore had a couple of good shots, a couple of late shots in that fourth quarter of the second game. But the first game, Chris Toth made 7 saves on 11 shots, better than 4 goals. Boris Pardo has seen 25 shots. He's only allowed 3 past him.
Yeah, he's having a great game. The other thing that's unfortunate is his best friend, the goalpost, has saved a couple shots as well. We've hit 2 crossbars and another one off his hand off the post. So he's getting a little love from his best friend, the goalpost right now. But I think that if we come out and put some pressure on, we can put a couple more goals away.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Torres with a foul in the middle of the field. If you do follow those teams, if you see MASL Arena on Twitter, MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, you would see some graphics from scores around the league. Kansas City topped Utica 4-3 earlier today. Chihuahua handling Dallas. No issues there for the top team in the league, Chihuahua Savage. Back-to-back Ron Newman Cup champions. Such a talented team, and when it's between them and San Diego, you can never really tell who is the better team, but boy, those are some of the most fun games that you'll see.
Yeah, Chihuahua is just a different beast, man. Those guys.
Turn in the middle, back for Morgan. He's just wide. Toad's second chance. It was almost the most beautiful, picture-perfect goal for San Diego. Just missing one thing, the finish.
Yeah, that was a good play right there. Luckily, they missed just wide, and Chris was able to pick it up off the post.
Quintana boxes out Pereira, wins it. De Oliveira. This is Taylor Walter Bond, a one-time Tacoma Star.
Felipe Souza with the press, and then he turns around and no one was helping him. I'm guessing coming off the end of the third quarter, they talked about pressing because that's what he went for, and no one was there with him.
Pardo steps a foot over his defensive yellow line so he doesn't get called on a three-line clearance. It was dialed up to perfection. Second touch just wasn't there. John presses. Cerda leaves it. Quintana tries to go forward. Miscommunication. John wins it. Quintana's down. Souza, maybe a little heavy touch. He's taken off of his feet. That's Keiko Gonton on the foul. Souza wins the Stars a free kick.
Yeah, again, right there, Tyler John comes on the field when Nick subs off, and he is flying around, ends up helping us out here. Great cut by Felipe. Gets caught up. Well done by him.
Pereira over this free kick. Last week against Baltimore, Chase Hansen over the top of a lot of free kicks, and Pereira was off ball. Today we're seeing Pereira on ball a lot more, and he's going to go to the whiteboard, call a timeout. We'll step aside, take a quick break. When we come back, a Nick Pereira special is on the way. Sockers lead 6-3 on MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the XSO Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
Tacoma Stars on top of a free kick here, 13:22 to play in regulation. Peyton Barons, Danny Minetti, as three Tacoma Stars line up over this ball. Canale, Caceres, Pereira, off to the far side, Ramos and Spur. Danny, how's this free kick going to work out? Where's this ball going to end up?
This is going to be interesting here. I'm guessing Canale's going to run over the ball. Nick maybe playing it over to Willie Spur here, maybe to Ramos if he lets it go.
Pereira for Ramos, who strikes one with the laces. It bounces all the way back to Pereira.
Had a feeling that was going to happen, didn't we?
Had the right idea. Ramos is the hot hand tonight. 2 assists, and he's maybe put some of the most dangerous shots on Pardo. Spur for Canale. Caceres. When your team's trailing 3, Danny, how early do you start thinking about the 6th attacker?
That's a tough question. 6th attacker, usually I would say around the 6th.
Hansen for Spur in the middle. Pereira wants a foul. None called, and it's outletted all the way back for Nah. Excuse me, go ahead.
6 minutes, 5 minutes. You want to be able to get enough time on there to have some opportunities to score some goals, especially being down 3. You got to go for it, right? A loss is a loss, no matter if you win or lose but 6-5 or if you lose 8-3. I mean, a loss is a loss. You got to go for it.
Correa got pulled down. Foul's going to be in favor of the Stars. Chris Toth, we mentioned earlier, he's one who will venture forward, not quite to the extent of what they're doing down at Empire, which is incredible stuff. But Chris Toth will cross over that midway stripe and have a go at goal.
Yeah, Juice is the one that usually is our 6th attacker, but having Chris in there is not a bad option as well.
Taylor Walter Bond picks off Correa well. This is Cardenas. Mendez one-on-one with Briscoe and plays back for Cardenas.
giving San Diego too much time on the ball here.
Good turn from Costa to get past Briscoe. Correa stuck out a leg to intercept, but just for the moment. Costa back on top of the ball. Briscoe and him battle. Ball rolls all the way back for Toth.
Let's go battle there with Costa and Briscoe.
And here's Briscoe in the middle. De Oliveira defending. Ramos gets that ball outside shoulder and he turns Ruggles. He's got Ruggles on his back. Advantage is given. Ramos, Tyler John in the middle. Tyler John off the ball. Briscoe volley. It's just wide. Pardo made a save. John and Ramos go flying. They collide.
That was a phenomenal save by Pardo. That ball was going in the upper V and he comes flying across and getting a good save on this.
Here's John. That ball off the windows. Briscoe bouncing ball back in. Pardo pushed it away. And a challenge flag is thrown. I think the Stars won a blue card on Ruggles for what happened just in front of their bench as Mike Ramos was streaking down that wall. We'll get a video review. We'll take a look at it. The Stars, if they lose this challenge, they do not get a challenge for the remainder of the game. If they win, they will get their challenge back and can use it again later on. So let's take this thing all the way back. Danny, what do you think? Blue card on the way from what you saw live before we get into our video review.
I think it has to be. Ramos is already in front of him and Ruggles is pulling on him. If he lets Ramos go, Ramos is getting on goal, so I think it has to be.
Now the advantage was given on the field. They allowed play to continue. And I mean, that's maybe my one thought on why a blue card wouldn't be given is advantage carried on forward. The Tacoma Stars were able to get a shot off and execute, maybe perhaps to not the high percentage of opportunity that they would have if Ruggles was not pulling there, but the Stars did get it to go down and have a good look, so that might be in consideration here on why a blue card might not be issued, is it did not hinder on the opportunity being created.
I still would like to see a delayed blue card here because Ruggles did pull on him, so Ramos couldn't get a clean opportunity because he was already past him getting pulled. So could be a delayed blue card, should have been a delayed blue card in my opinion, but I'm not in green today, so I don't get to make that call.
It's a tough job for anybody, and we have our decision made.
Tacoma's challenge is denied. It was potential stopping a promising attack, and it was an advantage, so therefore it was not stopped.
So as previously mentioned, the advantage was awarded. No blue card will be issued. The Stars lose their challenge for the remainder of the game. San Diego probably with a breath of relief there because earlier there was Costa with the blue card. Souza scored in a man-up situation in just about 25 seconds after that blue card was issued. I think if this game would have gone to 6-4 after a blue card situation, San Diego maybe would have had to change tactics a little bit and start to get a little nervous of Tacoma coming back in. Evan McNeely still frustrated on the bench with that call.
Yeah, that's tough there because now San Diego ends up getting the ball here, and you're right, we don't get to have a chance to go 6-4. If we get a goal, it puts them on their heels, and they're starting to get a little bit worried.
Quintana in the middle. He goes up the boards. Caceres. This is Ramos. He turns away from pressure. Quintana chases him. Look at the wheels on Quintana slowing down Mike Ramos. Pardo is out of his net. John runs through the ball. Times it well. Torres now. This is Souza. San Diego, a good team who stays out of the penalty box. They don't often get blue cards. Tacoma capitalized earlier on one. I'd be very shocked to see San Diego find themselves in a man-down situation for the remainder of the game. John tries to force a ball up the wall. Souza couldn't get one past De Oliveira. Here's John again. It's intercepted. De Oliveira does well. Jones knocks it forward for Canale, and Pardo comes out. Souza chases this one down. A little bit of a scramble for the Sockers. Whistle blown, Tyler John contact up high on Raymond. Pardo goes long. Cardenas plays inward. Childs. Back for Cardenas and Cerda now. Cerda with the left foot puts it across the middle. Spur. He heads north. He's attacking. Only one man up with him, and it's Kyle Rivers. Couldn't connect on the other end of the wall pass.
Yeah, like you're saying there, we had Willie Spur and Rivers running, but the rest of the guys were kind of just hanging out behind. If we want to score, we've got to go as a team.
Morgan maintains possession. This is Cerda. And now Cardenas. Stars 0-4 when trailing going into the fourth quarter this season. Trailed by 3 coming into the fourth quarter.
Still plenty of time left, 8.5 minutes left. Still plenty of time to get a couple goals here.
Toth feels the pressure. Plays Hansen. Now he goes up. Breaks a line for Spur. Nah goes in behind. Eddie Nah, a couple of step overs, and it's well timed, well executed from Cesar Cerda. Caceres subs on and immediately picks off Tavoy Morgan. Ramos with a strike, and he pockets it. The Purple Shoes have 2 assists and now a goal.
Yeah, we were talking about Ramos earlier. He's hot today, right? 2 assists and a goal. You got to keep feeding him the ball. Let's take a look at this when the replay pops up and see what happens here.
Ramos, such an electric player, so fun, just hammers that shot. He's been due for one all night long.
He has been, yeah. He gets the ball, does exactly what you're supposed to do. You kind of drive your guy towards the boards and go ahead and shoot that to the back post. Well done by Ramos.
All right, timeout on the field. We'll step aside, take a break, don't go anywhere. 7 minutes, 55 seconds to play in regulation right here on MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
Back into the Showwear Center, Kent Washington, Peyton Barron's Danny Minetti. Stars just got their 4th goal of the night, cutting the deficit to 2. Ruggles is fouled in transition. Drew Ruggles, a physical player, thought maybe light contact for Drew to go down there. Something I wouldn't expect of a player of his caliber, but hey.
Do something positive for their team.
Such a nice way of you to spin that. You know, it was very elegant of you for what I had to say going about Ruggles.
Yeah, he shouldn't have went down, but he was smart about it.
And zero disrespect from me to Drew Ruggles. This is Tyler John. But when you're an enforcer on the field, which he absolutely is, he is a physical player. I don't think that the enforcer is also allowed to be the
when he goes on to offense.
But hey, it's got him a goal. It gets him a goal all the time when he's playing against Tacoma. He is a talented player. Pereira on the field, Ruggles defending. Pereira walks it up. You know, if my memory's not mistaken, I take you back to 2020 when the pandemic kind of shut down all sports going on. It's mid-season for MASL at that time, and Tacoma was hosting top of the league Florida Tropics. Souza plays a ball off the windows. Torres lines it up, and it's just wide. Tacoma was playing host to those Florida Tropics. Drew Ruggles was leading them. Tacoma was in a spot similar to where they are right now. Pereira settles this ball down. Pereira trying to turn, lays back for Caceres. Deflected ball, goes wide. And they had just topped the Florida Tropics, top of the league, shocked everything. It seemed that all the momentum was going to turn for Tacoma there, and then the rest of the season was forfeited going forward, and they weren't allowed to restart play for some time. But that game was the last game before everything had stopped. All sports had stopped across the world, and it was such a crazy time to be a part of professional sports. And I do remember, those Tacoma Stars and that Florida Tropics matchup was incredible. Finale turning in the middle. Tyler John nearly in a perfect area to find the Stars' 5th goal. Pardo wants a timeout, 5:30 to play. We'll step aside, take a break. Tacoma trailing San Diego 6-4. 4th quarter action when we come back right here on MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
The Tacoma Stars are back and they're ready to turn things up a notch. Don't miss out on your chance to see the Stars in action live this season at the Accesso Showwear Center. Experience the fast-paced action of Tacoma Stars soccer for yourself. Head to www.tacomastars.com or call 253-856-6999 to get your tickets to an upcoming game today.
It's never too early to start talking playoffs. Join 8 of our teams in sunny San Diego as they square off in the MASL Ron Newman Cup playoffs April 5th through 7th. Ticket deposits are now being accepted. Visit frontwavearena.com for more information, or you can scan that QR code on your screen right now and reserve your seats today. Hitman's Danny Minetti, Tacoma trailing by 2. Tacoma should be looking at a 6th attacker possibility soon. We'll be keeping eyes on the bench to see who puts on the pink jersey and who will slide on the field to try and get Tacoma back to glory. But they got to get on top of the ball first. This is Raymond. Back pass, a little bit behind his target of Leo de Oliveira. Jones and Morgan battle. Morgan, bad touch. Jones under the double team. Raymond wins it. and we've kind of gone away from that this season. If Ramos, if you're listening to this on a rebroadcast, we would love to see you bring some color back to that hair.
What was your favorite color for him?
He did a pink one time, and that was absolutely incredible because it matched his boots. It was perfect. Mike Ramos to a T. Here's Spur on the shot. It's just wide. The Stars are so unlucky tonight with their strikes. Chris Toth has joined forward as a sixth attacker. Here he is on the ball. John. Crossbars post and just wide on the walls. Gutierrez goes long from distance, and Toth tracks this one all the way back. 3:45 on the clock. Nobody going for the sixth attacker jersey yet. Chris Toth is just joining forward into the attack each time. And now Mike Ramos has put it on the bench, so he can now go for Chris Toth. Substitution being made. Ramos is on with the pink shirt. Jones. Stars can take their time. When you're up a man, 3 minutes and 10 seconds is an eternity.
Yeah, we got to do a good job here. Get a couple shots, getting a couple opportunities. If not, it's going to be a tough last 3 minutes.
Caceres, Herrera, Spur, Souza, Ramos, and Canale. Canale goes to ground in that challenge, manages to keep possession. Tacoma not in their comfortable passing formation like they were. Pardo scoops this one up as Pereira had to try and dribble that just to maintain possession. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remain.
We got to press here, get this ball back quickly.
Long ball forward, Morgan goes across. This is Charlie Gonzalez. Ramos is in the net. Gonzalez, he's licking his chops at the opportunity. Morgan slots it home. Clinical from the Sockers, passing that ball around. Ramos couldn't do much, and Tavoy Morgan finds another one. It's 7 for the San Diego Sockers.
This is a good ball down off the boards. Find the guy wide open the back post. We cannot leave Tavoy Morgan wide open like that. He'll put that away all day long. It's too easy from the Stars.
Morgan, he's on a hat trick. And that may have just done it for the night. Fans, catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bachavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Caceres stepped into that ball timely. Souza. Long ball, Pereira. Trapped it to perfection, but couldn't hit that ball over the top. Long distance call if this one's not in. And it is! From way downtown, that ball shot from Seattle. San Diego finds their 8th. And this game's getting blown open. Charlie Gonzalez.
San Diego Sockers goal.
Tough ball in from Nick, trying to get it over to Felipe for a worldly, but as soon as we ended up losing this, we had no pressure on the ball. Quick little out, clips it in deep.
Toth back in the net. Stars trail by 4. Gonzalez, his 2nd goal of the night, 10th of the season. Tough one for the Stars. They got to face the San Diego side one more time. It'll be their final regular season game of the season at San Diego. Stars still fighting for their place in the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Luckily enough, they control their own destiny. They are above the red line. They hope to maintain that. A couple of wins down the line. An oh-so-important game right here at home next Friday. Toth with a strike against the Empire Strikers. Gonzalez wants another. And he's well wide.
60 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
If you disagree with the call tonight, you might just see it on MASL's most controversial show, Under Review, with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on YouTube. Stars have 29 shots on goal tonight. conversion rate just has not been there. Anytime that you're getting close to that 30 mark, you should be looking for a win in line due to the quality of those shots. You got to be finishing your chances when you get them.
Got to finish chances. We've unlucky hit the crossbar a couple times. We didn't have guys getting to the back post where they should have been for a simple tap-ins. I'm sure they'll go back and watch this film and be able to see a couple areas that they can improve on.
Sockers maybe have another chance. Here's Spur, under 10 seconds. Jones in the middle for Ramos. Pardo thinks about coming out. Caceres, bouncing ball. Ramos adds to the stat sheet. He's had a wonderful night. He's got 2 goals. He's got 2 assists. He has been the Stars' offense.
Ramos has done a phenomenal job tonight, getting himself in great opportunities and great spots to not only get assists, but get some goals here. He sits himself on the back post here. Caceres goes ahead and shoots it off the post. And Ramos comes in and places it in the back of the net for us.
Sockers aren't too worried about giving up this one. High fives all around the team as there's 2.5 seconds on the clock. That's going to be the last kick of the night. Pardo touches it up. The Sockers come up to the Showwear Center and defeat the Stars 8-5. Danny, it was a tough one for Tacoma. There was moments where Tacoma really had control of that game, and you thought this would be the night they'd be able to top San Diego in this last chance at home against them. Now their last meeting against San Diego is on the road in San Diego, one of the hardest places to play. What do you take from tonight, and then how do you transition that into what's coming next for Tacoma?
Well, you can tell the guys are frustrated. They had a really, really good start to that third quarter. When we hit the post twice and then they come down against us and score against a run of play, it really deflates you quickly. But I still think that we battled hard, and you got to take that and you got to keep moving forward. We had a good last couple of games. We're 4 wins, 1 loss in the last 5 games. Not too shabby, right? So we got to have Empire coming in next. We got to defend our home field against them, and then next time we go down to San Diego on that blue turf, got to have a good showing again.
Make sure you visit TacomaStars.com for all of your ticketing needs. The Tacoma Stars have 2 more home games in this regular season. This Friday on March the 7th, they will play home against the Empire Strikers. 2 weeks later, on March the 21st, they will play host to the Kansas City Comets. And we got some fun things in store for you on the broadcast, but I'm going to keep those details a little hush-hush for the time being. A huge thank you to Danny Minetti for being here tonight. Thank you so much for joining me in the broadcast booth. It was a delight to have you, and congratulations on your MASL broadcasting debut. An 18-year journeyman in indoor soccer, and you get to check something else off of that box, off that sheet of things that you've been able to contribute to your career. So welcome to the booth. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I've had a phenomenal time, and you're a great host. I appreciate it.
And a big shout out to our technical director, Maximus Lockhart, who's back at Mission Control, and our broadcast engineer, Walter Bayless. I'm Peyton Barron signing off. For the last time, it was San Diego 8, Tacoma Stars 5. We will see you this Friday night when the Tacoma Stars play host to the Empire Strikers right here on MASL TV.
All right, we're here with Coach. Wanted to ask, how are you feeling about the playoffs now?
Well, when you take a loss like this and you're in the playoff hunt, sitting in that last spot, it kind of hurts. You know, not going to lie to you guys there. But we're there. We're right in the hunt for them. We're sitting in 8th place. You know, next week with Empire coming in town on Friday night, it's going to be a huge game. We need all you fans here cheering us on, getting loud, and helping us push through and gaining more points to make sure we secure that last spot.
Thank you so much, Coach. You hear that? We need the fans out next Friday. We'll see you then. Go Stars.
Tickets are available at the stores and box office or by visiting TacomaStars.com. The staff and access of showers that will be open in the field, so looking for your opportunity to get autographs from your favorite players. Join us in the